Hello, Rafiki Ango, how are you? We're gonna talk about this. I recently watched a video en français, um, and so Philippe Simon, he was reading this testimony from a guy who moved here from Cameroon. He had a good life in Cameroon, a company car, the works, living larger. Some people in Africa live an amazing life. My goodness, I left almost 30 years ago, so I don't know, but I hear stories. But since arriving to Canada now, that's when I get interested because I'm an immigrant who've been here for almost 30 years. And so life has not been well. As we know, when you're a new immigrant, and let me know in the comments if you don't have Canadian experience, you are pretty much in trouble. Very few make it. But here's the thing, don't feel bad because even I, who has been working pretty much from when I landed, I've been in the housing sector. I worked in banking, housing sector. So my work experience is in housing, in particular in the government sector. So guess what, folks? Finding a job in the private sector, in manufacturing, yeah, I will be told that I do not have what they're looking for. It sucks, I know. That's what is sometimes the other side of systems. Systems are good, but systems can also be challenging, right? Because systems, there's no other way. You cannot maneuver. Right? Suddenly, I can say I want to go in manufacturing, even though I am an experienced accountant, financial analyst. Has been in my life, and now I went in travel. Another story. So don't take it negatively. I just want to say that. So this guy had a good life in Cameroon. But first of all, if you have a good life in Africa, why are you coming to Canada? Stay in your country, in Cameroon, wherever you are. Live your life. Or there is this romanticize. Um, how should I call it? Help me here. My English sometimes disappear. People have this romanticized idea about Canada because I don't know what they see on TV and they think we all live in big houses and we are all, I don't know. If you live in Africa, first of all, and this is many countries, you have a maid. Anyone can afford a maid because labor is cheap. And you have all this boss, I'm a boss title. I've never been comfortable. When I'm in Rwanda, people like to call me boss. I'm not comfortable with that, or I'm gonna say it. I told people, do not call me boss. I have a name. They named me Charles. Call me Charles. Do not elevate me to anything. No mercy. And this is not something I learned here. My father, rest in peace. He was the coolest, the most smartest, and the most humble person I have ever met to date. I haven't seen anyone like him, but mostly now in Africa. And this was in Rwanda and Kinshasa back in 90s. He was not about titles. He was not about any of that. Life. Oh. So this is a true story. I'm not making any of this up. But we need to talk immigrants or non-immigrants. But even Canadians have similar challenges. We always think that because we're from Africa. Imagine now. Okay, let me just go deeper. First Nations. First Nations. Hmm. Um, I haven't had the privilege of living and working in the corner of Africa. Unfortunately, my life has ended up here. So, but I hear stories. But when I go to the continent, Rwanda, at least in my circle, I'm not going to deny that there is no poverty. There is. Um, but the people I hang with in Rwanda, they don't have this gray hair. They're just chilling, man. So stop romanticizing about life in Canada or in the US. Please end that shit. Use my English. When you come here, it's not by title. And I like that. I mean, I was walking one day and this security person, I think he was part of the entourage of this person back then was Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. He came to me, he's like, do you know who's there? I'm like, no, why should I give a knife? No, that's the Prime Minister. I'm like, yeah. And I saw Justin Trudeau working. Was person with a security detail. That's how Canada is chill. Yeah. We don't go with titles here, man. We don't. And in fact, I know someone close to me who has struggled because he still thinks that the way he was, his class standard in Africa should be the same the way people. We don't care. Oh, we live life here. But stop romanticizing life in Canada, and just if you come here and know that it's not gonna be, I don't know, a walk in the park. It's different, and it is expected. So same thing. I went to the continent. I went back home. I went back to Rwanda, my friend. I was like, hey, let me try to live in Rwanda for 2 months, and I struggled. I said, no way. I'm going back to Canada. Yeah, 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 yeah. Whew. Hey, finding money in Rwanda, and I had my own company. There's just some elements that did not agree with me. I understand the system here. I can work within the system. And yes, everything starts with structuring certain elements and doing your dishes and laundry, cleaning your house. No maids here. And if you have to work in a restaurant, and you do that, they say, ah, hate the player, not the game. Welcome to Canada.